In the end, nobody was killed off in Dr. Foster. Unless some of her poor patients have suffered from neglect, dear old Gordon is probably waiting to find out why he can't lift his arms up. Read more. Dr. Foster divides viewers with anticlimax finish. After weeks of speculation about a dramatic and gut-wrenching ending, which many suspected would involve the death of Simon and/or Tom, the final act in the BBC drama took a surprising and slightly underwhelming turn. Read more. Dr. Foster to be remade in Russia. In the end, Tom ran away from home, finally tipped over the edge with one barmy fight too many from his unhinged parents. The only real shock was why it had taken so long before Tom decided that he was better off without his serial liar and sleazy dad and obsessive and unstable mother. There was a healthy serving of the usual melodramatic twists and turns that Dr. Foster has become famous for. Read more. Liar Episode 4 Review. ITV drama takes dark twist. Here are the 5 talking points from the Dr. Foster finale. 1. How many false endings can one show squeeze in? After last week's nail-biting cliffhanger, Gemma thought better of becoming a killer and swerved her car past Simon and didn't run him over. Later on, Simon tried to kill himself at the roadside, but was saved by Gemma. Read more. 7 things you didn't know about Dr. Foster. Serene Jones. Then Gemma offered to help by giving him those deadly syringes we saw way back in episode 1. But then she revisited him and talked him out of the deed. And then Gemma thought Tom had taken his life at the roadside in a copycat suicide, but it turned out to just be a traffic incident. Throw in the episode 3 ending, where Tom and Gemma drove out of town, and you've got almost as many false endings as Gemma has bottles of wine in her fridge. By the end of the episode, we were so exhausted and confused, the closing moments just ended up leaving us a little cold. It was like having 5 possible endings teased for us and then delivering one that wasn't quite as exciting. 2. Why would Tom have believed what Simon told him? The big secret Simon told his son was that Gemma abandoned him at birth and wanted him dead. It was the sort of dastardly and disgusting behavior we've come to expect from Simon, betraying his wife's confidence over her postnatal depression. But would Tom really have taken the word of his father, a man who cheated on and brutally attacked Gemma? At the very least, Tom would have confronted his mum over the comments rather than just walking out on her to move in with slimy Simon and his young new wife. Read more. Dr. Foster Series 2 is dark and twisted. 3. Character confusion. Were we meant to feel sorry at all for Simon? How are we supposed to feel about Gemma? We understand the concept of blurred characters with shades of gray, neither perfectly good or evil and bad. However, it felt like in Dr. Foster Series 2, the characters' motivations and behavior jumped around from scene to scene like a jack-in-a-box. By the end of the finale and Gemma's speech to the camera at her doorway, we felt more relief that it was over so we could have a lie-down than heartbreak about the disappearance of her son. 4. Are we the only ones that felt sorry for poor old James? The most unlikely and unbelievable moment in the series was surely that the decent and dashing schoolteacher James was still willing to go for a meal with Gemma and her friends. She dragged him into her dark world of revenge, paranoia and nasty games with her ex, and then cheated on him with the man that she claimed to hate. What on earth motivated him to give her a third chance? Read more. Dr. Foster Series 2 Meet the cast and characters. 5. Will there be a Dr. Foster Series 3? Hopefully not. The writers and cast have acknowledged that the show has nowhere really left to turn with a third series, so it would take some serious persuasion from the BBC to change that. Maybe Series 3 could be a Dr. Foster missing crossover with Julian Baptiste helping Gemma hunt down Tom. Heck, it doesn't sound much more ridiculous than Series 2 when written down on paper. Dr. Foster Series 2 is available to watch on BT TV via the BBC iPlayer catch-up. Dr. Foster Series 1 is available to buy on BT TV Store now.